So yeah, hi, my name is Natalie and this is my channel, and I teach women how to reconnect to their sexuality through a technique and method that I have created and that I work with called yoni meditation, which is a way for women to reconnect to their vagina, which is yoni in Tantra, and to love themselves and their sexual body. And I work with women doing this, and I have a blog, I write about it, and now I'm doing a YouTube channel. And I wanted to share some different thoughts that I have coming up during my journey, because I think a lot of women can learn from them and maybe use them for their own experiences and their own journey. So I started about 3 months ago to do naked yoga, and it is basically this kind of shamanic tantric yoga practice that I do with a tantra teacher, and it's a group of 20 men and women, and we're in a dark room and we stand in this square shape in a dark room naked, and we do this naked yoga. And I have been getting downloads of information every yoga session, and the last yoga session I got a really interesting download that I wanted to share. So I was, before the yoga practice, I was kind of sitting and doing my meditation, and what I do is I do clench and release exercises that I also teach women, and I do them within my vagina. And once I feel the sexual energy kind of starting to heat up, I kind of imagine it going all the way up to my crown, and I physically feel it, and that's how I open the kundalini. And I was doing that in the beginning of the yoga practice, and then suddenly I got this understanding where I'm like, oh my god, the sexual energy that I'm trying to work with is actually me being horny. So all I have to do in order to ignite the sexual energy is to make myself horny. And so I took my hand and put it on my clitoris, and then I felt, slowly, I felt two things at the same time. One, I felt the horny, the sexual energy starting to work, and then I felt shame because I shouldn't be horny. And then I stopped and I'm like, what do you mean? Why do you feel shame? You can be horny, that's okay. You should be sexual. You're a sexual healer. It's okay to be sexual. And this shame came out of nowhere. And I didn't know where the shame was. And then suddenly I remembered my whole childhood, every time I felt a little bit horny or sexually aroused, I used to shut it down. No, don't feel sexually aroused. It's wrong, it's bad. I don't even, I remember doing it. I remember kind of depressing my sexual arousal, but I wasn't really, I'm not sure why. Why would I do that? And then, we did the yoga class, and this happened before the yoga, so after I touched my clitoris, suddenly I realized the shame. Then we did the yoga class, and at the end there was the shavasana, and then I realized, when I was young and a child, I had every time I used to get excited or very enthusiastic about something, my voice used to get louder and louder, and I was a very loud girl. And my parents were very young when they brought me, and they didn't really have patience for children that much. I didn't really get any kind of love from them or guidance or education, but I also didn't get any patience from them. So what happened was that every time I had a fun experience, my voice used to get louder and louder, and then my father used to get really upset by it and used to yell at me and scream at me and hit me sometimes. It was very bad. It wasn't bad violence, a tragic story, but it was he used to yell at me and hit me. Every time I used to get excited about things, because that's when I was louder. So the conditioning that it created was that I shouldn't have fun, because if I have fun, I'm going to be yelled at and punished. So my entire childhood and adult life ever since, every time I'm enjoying myself too much, I feel guilt and shame, and I kind of tell myself to enjoy myself less. And being horny and sexually aroused is basically a very fun thing, and that kind of went into the category of things that I shut down. So I shut down anything that is fun and gives me pleasure, and anything that is a good thing for me that excites me, I shut down immediately, automatically, because as a child my father used to scream at me when these things happened. So I taught myself not to have fun, and to have fun is dangerous and you shouldn't do it. So every time I became sexually aroused as a child, I used to shut it down and be like, no, that's not okay, don't be sexually aroused, and I would feel all the shame and the guilt. So even though I became a sexual healer and a very sexual woman, even to this day I have this blockage of kind of shutting down my sexual arousal. And I think it's something to do with the collective fact that as women, you know, we're taught that we shouldn't be too sexual, we shouldn't enjoy sex too much, because then we'll be sluts or whores and it's wrong and it's bad. And so I kind of I guess living in, you know, society as we do, and living with a father who told me that having fun is wrong, I've kind of grew up with these concepts that sex is a bad thing. I shouldn't enjoy it, and I shouldn't enjoy my sexual body. And even today, after doing all the conscious work that I'm doing, and I sit in the yoga class, in the naked yoga class, and I'm putting a finger on my clitoris, and I'm just doing it to raise my sexual energy, not to get off or anything, just to raise my sexual energy, and I'm feeling bad and I'm shutting it down. And during this meditation, you know, the yoga class, and afterwards I talked to my yoga teacher, and it cleared, because as soon as I was able to make the connection that I shut down my sexuality and my fun in life because of this bad traumatic childhood experience, once I just made that connection, the understanding came and it released it. And that's how you release negative conditionings, and that's how alchemy healing works, which is one of the methods that I use with women. And I've actually integrated it into my yoni meditation technique. So that was the work that I did, and I realized that being horny is fine, and being sexually aroused is a blessing, and we should encourage our body to feel aroused sexually and not depress it to not feel aroused. And it's an amazing thing and an amazing tool that we can use not only for our sexual enlightenment, but just for our spiritual enlightenment in general, is to not shut down pleasurable and enjoyable and fun experiences, not in sex and not in life, and reconnect to the things that are fun for us. And you know what, I was thinking about it, and I don't even know what I like to do. I don't even know what things are fun for me to do, because I never had that opportunity as a child to discover, because my parents used to shut me down every time I had fun, because I was a loud child. You know, I'm a loud person, but that doesn't make, you know, me more annoying. It just makes me more enthusiastic and more full of life and energy. And it's a good thing, and you should encourage your children to be loud, not shut them down all the time. So for me, it's kind of exploring, like, what is fun for me in life? What do I like doing? Like, the only thing I know I like doing is horse riding, because I did that since I was 4. And obviously I started doing that before these negative conditionings kind of took action in my life. But I don't really know what I like doing for fun. I don't know what I like sexually. I don't know what arouses me sexually. I don't know, because I've been shutting it down my whole life. So I've kind of went on this, or now I'm on this kind of exploration, like, what is fun for me, and what is pleasurable for me, and what do I like, and what things make me excited. And that's kind of a journey that I would recommend any woman to go on, because, you know, we've all been a little bit depressed here and there, if it's sexually or emotionally or socially, or, you know, we've got a lot of work to do. So I think, you know, clearing the negative conditionings and creating positive ones, and then going out on this journey of exploration, I mean, this is something that I know is working for me, and I would recommend it to any woman who feels disconnected from her sexuality, or from her happiness and from her joy. And don't forget, it's okay to be horny. And I will write that somewhere for me, because, you know, as mantras, I kind of use it. I write them somewhere, and then I repeat it every day, and it works. So I do recommend that also. And I'll be uploading some cool guided meditations to reconnect to your vagina and your yoni and your sexuality, and they'll be going up onto my YouTube channel, just a few examples, and then you'll be able to purchase some if you want, because I'm going to be creating a lot of cool guided meditations for you ladies out there. And that's it. Yeah, thanks for watching my video. I hope I made sense, and I'm going to try and share more of my experiences, like my own experiences from this journey, on this channel, and I hope that you like it. And learn and benefit from them. So yeah, thanks for being with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe if you feel like you want to.